if France key players come good finally, if Mbappe comes good finally, if Spain maintains what we've already seen they can do, and they are, it's going to be a hell of the game. Overall, the law of averages, instinct, and from what I've seen on paper, it tells me it is Spain's game to win. Welcome to Senior's Last Word. It's the semi-finals of Euro 2024. Spain taking on France. Teams that have a long, long history, even in these very championships. One of them will go to the final, but who will it be? On paper, it looks like it's Spain. They've had a great tournament. They have won because they were the better team in every game they've been playing. They dismissed Germany, one of the hot favorites. Home team, also equally record winners of the competition. And they did it with a flourish. Now they've got to meet France. Let me remind you, for those of you who may not know what we are dealing with here, Spain are the reigning UEFA Nations League champions. That is 2023. France were the winners of the UEFA Nations League in 2021. Along the way, to get to that victory in 2021, France had to beat Spain in the semi-finals. These two teams have recently gouged each other. Don't forget, in 2000, when France last won the Euro 2024, they had to get past Spain in the semi-finals. They're here again. Guys, it's serious. Spain are going to meet a French team that has been poor. Some might even be tempted to say they fluked their way into the semi-finals. A penalty goal, an opportunistic goal in the last round of 16 against Belgium. France can't score goals. How are they going to get past Spain? You and me will wonder. But Spain, straight away, will be the team to talk about here because we all think they are good enough to be champions of Europe in 2024. But are they? In the quarterfinals, they had to make tweaks, little tweaks, to get to their final destination. They had to do something that shocked everyone. Remove the two wonder kids, Yamal, Neco Williams, at a time when people thought it was what was required to open up that tight defense that they had to deal with. But they did it anyway. And guess what? It is the players they brought in, more mature than either Neco Williams and Yamal. The players they brought in, older, more experienced, of course with quality, are the ones who completed and finished the job. Spain have quality in depth. They are not as great as the Spanish teams of 2008, 2012. Remember, Spain are still the only nation in Europe to have defended the European Championships. Their golden era is the one that delivered that. Quality and class of that team, it was incomparable. This team can't match. What this team is doing, though, is to keep to one tradition, playing football the Spanish way, not giving up their faith in technical football. That's what they're doing. Now, in the past, Spanish teams would dominate the national team with Barcelona players or Real Madrid. That was the habit and the practice in the past. Why? Because most of their best players were in Real Madrid and Barcelona. And that's how they built the Spanish teams for a long time. Not anymore. Lately, we have players from Atletico Bilbao, which is Neco Williams. We have Real Sociedad, having two players in there, very key in their setting. We have players from PSG. Spain are going to rely on the route that has gotten them here. They are going to rely first and foremost on that midfield. If you take and understand that Yamal is a forward, that Neco Williams is a forward, you can say forward winger or wing forward. What do they have in midfield? In midfield, for me, I believe is where we are going to see these guys showing what they are made of, because they are really damn good. Just imagine when they brought off Pedri in the quarterfinals, there was a feeling that, oh my God, it's going to affect them. It didn't. Olmo, who came in, was even better. He was more influential, he was more forward-looking, he was more incisive with his runs, and he was more dynamic. Remember, he is also more mature. So now we are thinking, shouldn't it be almost starting for them? That's the problem. So Spain are good. When it comes to the front line, where Morata is struggling to score goals, we know they know when to change it if they must, when they're looking for those crosses. They still have Jesus Navas to bring on at the right time if they have to. But he's gone, he's aged. But his experience might become handy at some point. So Spain have a team who are not relying on a particular individual as they used to for goals. Anybody in Spain scores goals. But for me, it's also the confidence they're displaying. One thing you shouldn't miss with Spain. Spain, the team that we are looking at, are winners. They've been the team actually in the entire Europe. It is Spain who for the last 5 years have been getting better each year. Finalists, UEFA Nations League, they win it. Semi-finalists last year at Euro 2020, they've come back again. They're in the semi-finals. They're getting better and they're reigning UEFA Nations League champions. Winners 3 times already, beaten the home team, Germany. They are good, the best team thus far, they're still looking good. But France, I have to warn you, all it will take for France to suddenly change the tide is for this one day, that one time, their players to come good. Tchouaméni, Mbappe, Camavinga, Griezmann, Dembele. If those players, Rabiot in midfield, depending on who they choose, but from what we've seen, it's going to continue being Koundé at right back. Solid defender. They still have an option of Pavard, the Inter Milan right fullback, who is so good going forward. Hernandez at the left from the back, and Rabiot the same side. If those players can suddenly come good, because that's the only problem, they are not coming good, they've flopped. It only takes one game for them to find their mojo, to come good, and we shall have a game on our hands. Because France have something which is the advantage over Spain, their physicality. You look at that France team and you see they are solid, strong, powerful. That backline, my word. They will intimidate Neco Williams. They will intimidate Yamal. They are big, they're strong, uncompromising, they sweep everything. How can I not mention N'Golo Kante, who for me is going to be key in the semi-finals? Because they are going to commission Kante to take care of all these youngsters. And Kante can do a damn good job. Is there any of the two teams that has an obvious advantage over the other? I don't think so. The only one is that Spain are having a fantastic tournament. They're riding high. They're on form. They're the best team by far until now. France, they have pedigree. They have the players. They just don't have the form of the moment. And remember, lately, France has been suffering in European competition. They've not been well. They finished in the last 16 at 2020, in the quarters that year before. Really, since 2000 when they won it, they've not necessarily done well in the European Championships, meaning they don't have any edge in the competition over Spain, even though they can find and they have the good players. So how do I see this panning out? It's going to be tight. It's going to be tense. It could even go beyond 90 minutes. It could go 120 minutes. This is my take. If France key players come good finally, if Mbappe comes good finally, if Spain maintains what we've already seen they can do, and they are, it's going to be a hell of the game. Overall, the law of averages, instinct, and from what I've seen on paper, it tells me it is Spain's game to win. I'll just put a bet. If at least 3 players for France find the magic that they have, it might tilt to their favor, because in terms of stature, when you put the two teams on the pitch, France have the stature, they have the clout, they have the muscle, and they've shown in penalties they can damn put away those penalties. So it's going to be difficult and very tough. The form book tells me Spain will win it, but believe me, I won't lose sleep if France beat them. It won't be a shock. That's football, and that's my last word.